Chosen one, congratulations, it's over and you'll never have to go through that again. There is something you must not miss in this very moment, because your heart has been carrying silent pain for far too long, and this message carries a warmth that feels like heaven touching your soul with gentle assurance. The season of struggle that once felt endless has quietly come to its end, and even if your eyes cannot yet see it clearly, your spirit already knows that something has shifted deeply within your life. Type 2020 if you believe. There is a soft whisper of peace moving through your heart right now, like calm waters after a storm that once felt like it would never pass. You have cried in places where no one saw you, and you have stood strong when everything inside you felt like falling apart. Yet God has been holding every moment, guiding every step, and preparing this very turning point that now unfolds before you. If your heart feels even a small sense of hope rising within you, take a gentle moment and show your support by liking this video, because your simple action carries a quiet connection with this message and allows this light to reach other hearts who are still waiting for comfort. The love of God has not forgotten you, not even for a second, and even in your most difficult days, He has been working silently behind every situation, weaving something beautiful that you could not yet understand. There were nights when your soul felt heavy, and there were days when your strength felt like it was slipping away. Yet through all of it, Jesus Christ stood beside you, never leaving, never turning away, always holding you with a love that cannot be broken. Now there is a gentle shift happening within your life, and it feels like a quiet sunrise after a long and dark night that seemed endless. The weight that once pressed on your heart is slowly lifting, and the fear that once filled your thoughts is losing its power over you. You are not the same person you were before this season, because something within you has grown stronger, deeper, and more connected to the love of God. What once tried to break you has instead shaped you into someone who carries a quiet strength that cannot be shaken by storms anymore. There is a calm assurance flowing through your life now, and it feels like a soft hand resting over your heart, reminding you that everything is finally coming into place. The struggles that once repeated themselves over and over are no longer part of your path, because God has gently closed that chapter in a way that brings peace instead of confusion. You are stepping into a new space where healing begins to feel natural, where joy begins to return softly, and where hope starts to feel real again. Type 1313 if you agree. There is something very sacred about this moment, because it marks the end of something that once felt impossible to escape. You may still carry small reminders of what you went through, but those memories are no longer chains holding you back. They are quiet testimonies of how far God has brought you. Jesus has walked with you through every tear, every silent prayer, and every moment of waiting, and now He is gently leading you into a place where peace becomes your new normal. Your heart is beginning to understand something very important, and that understanding is bringing a deep comfort that words cannot fully explain. The battles you fought were never meant to last forever, and the pain you carried was never meant to define your life. God has seen every detail, every hidden struggle, and every moment when you felt unseen, and He has responded with a love that is now unfolding in ways that feel both quiet and powerful at the same time. There is no need to look back with fear anymore, because what lies behind you has already lost its hold over your life. The patterns that once caused hurt are no longer repeating, and the situations that once drained your energy are slowly fading away from your path. You are being guided into something new, something gentle, something filled with light and peace that comes directly from the heart of God. Jesus is placing a calm strength within you that does not rush, does not panic, and does not fear the unknown, because it trusts fully in the goodness of God's plan. Even when things felt uncertain before, there was always a quiet purpose behind every step, and now that purpose is beginning to reveal itself in ways that bring comfort instead of confusion. You are no longer walking through the same struggles, because that season has truly come to an end. There is a sense of freedom slowly filling your soul, and it feels like breathing fresh air after being in a place that once felt heavy and closed. You are not trapped anymore, you are not bound by what once held you back, and you are not defined by the pain you experienced. You are being renewed from within, gently and beautifully, by the love of God that continues to flow into every part of your life. This is not just a small change, this is a complete turning point that carries a deep spiritual meaning. It is the moment where God gently says that enough is enough, and where He draws a clear line between your past struggles and your present peace. You are being lifted into something better, something that reflects the care, love, and protection that God has always had for you. A little-known morning ritual once buried inside classified documents is beginning to resurface, and many people are reporting rapid financial changes. The exercise takes only a few seconds to complete, yet it is believed to activate a dormant area of the brain associated with prosperity and opportunity. Click the link in the description and comments now to learn more before access is gone. Your heart is safe now, your path is changing, and your life is moving into a place where you will no longer have to endure the same pain again. There is a quiet joy waiting for you, a gentle healing that continues to grow, and a peaceful future that is already beginning to unfold in ways you will soon recognize clearly. There were moments when your heart felt tired beyond words, and your spirit longed for rest that seemed so far away, yet God was never distant from you during those times. He was closer than you realized, holding your broken pieces together with a love that refused to let you fall completely apart. Now you are beginning to feel that rest, not just in your body, but deep within your soul, where true healing takes place slowly and gently. It feels like a quiet embrace that reminds you that everything will be all right, not because the world has changed instantly, but because God has brought a new strength into your life. Type yes to affirm. There is something very special about the way God restores His people, because He does not rush the process or force quick changes that leave hidden wounds untouched. Instead, He heals you layer by layer, bringing light into places that were once filled with pain and confusion until your heart begins to feel whole again. The struggles you faced were never meaningless, even though they felt overwhelming at the time, because through them, God was preparing you for a peace that cannot be taken away. Your journey has shaped you into someone who now understands the value of quiet strength, and that strength is becoming a steady foundation for everything that lies ahead. You are learning to stand without fear, to move forward without hesitation, and to trust in a way that feels calm rather than forced. Jesus is walking beside you in this new season, not as someone distant, but as a constant presence that fills your heart with comfort and assurance every single day. There is a gentle shift happening in the way you see your life, and it is bringing clarity where there was once confusion. You are beginning to understand that what ended was not a loss, but a necessary closing that made space for something better to begin. The pain that once felt like an ending was actually a transition, guided by God with a purpose that is now becoming clearer with each passing moment. The memories of what you went through may still visit your thoughts from time to time, but they no longer carry the same weight they once did, because healing has already begun to change the way you hold those experiences. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you now feel a quiet sense of growth, as if your soul has learned something valuable that will guide you forward with wisdom and grace. God has transformed what once hurt you into something that now strengthens you, and that transformation is one of the most beautiful parts of your journey. Type 11111 to receive miracles. There is a new kind of hope rising within you, and it feels different from anything you have felt before, because it is steady and calm rather than uncertain or fragile. It is the kind of hope that comes from knowing that God has already taken care of what lies ahead, even if you cannot yet see every detail. You are being guided into a life where peace becomes natural, where joy begins to return in simple and meaningful ways, and where your heart feels safe again. Jesus is gently teaching you how to live without the weight of past struggles, and this learning is happening in small, beautiful moments that slowly change the way you experience your life. You are discovering that you can smile again without forcing it, that you can rest without fear, and that you can look forward to the future with a sense of calm excitement rather than worry. This is the beginning of something new, something that reflects the goodness and kindness of God in ways that feel deeply personal and real. There is no need to rush forward or to try to control every step, because God is already guiding your path with care and precision. You are being led into places that will nurture your growth, into relationships that will bring you peace, and into experiences that will remind you of how deeply you are loved. Everything that once felt uncertain is slowly becoming stable, and everything that once caused fear is losing its hold over your heart. You are not returning to what you left behind, because that chapter has truly ended, and God has made sure that you will not have to walk through the same pain again. This new path is different, and it carries a sense of peace that feels like a promise being fulfilled in your life. You are moving forward with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing that you are not alone, and that you are being held by a love that never fails. The transition you are experiencing is not loud or overwhelming, but it is deep and meaningful, touching every part of your life in ways that will continue to reveal themselves over time. You may notice small changes at first, like a calmness that stays with you even when things around you are uncertain, or a quiet strength that rises within you when you least expect it. These are gentle signs of God's presence working within you, reminding you that you are no longer walking through the same struggles, and that your life is moving into a new season filled with peace and restoration. The love of God is reshaping your inner world, making it a place where hope grows naturally and where fear no longer feels at home. What if financial success has less to do with luck and more to do with a hidden signal within the mind? According to recently revealed information, a powerful brain frequency may help people recognize opportunities, increase focus, and attract greater abundance. Thousands are already exploring this technique and sharing surprising results. Click the link in the description and comments now to activate the wealth-focused brainwave today. Type 222 if you walk by faith. There is something deeply comforting about knowing that your journey is now guided by a steady and loving hand, one that never makes mistakes and never loses sight of what is best for you. You are being led into moments that will strengthen your faith, into experiences that will deepen your understanding, and into a life that reflects the goodness of God in quiet and beautiful ways. Even when you cannot fully see where you are going, there is a peaceful assurance within you that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. The wounds that once felt so painful are slowly turning into places of healing, and this healing is not something you have to force or struggle to achieve. It is happening naturally, as you rest in the presence of God and allow His love to fill the spaces that were once broken. Jesus is not only comforting you, but He is also renewing you, giving you a fresh sense of purpose and a new way of seeing your life. What once felt like an ending has now become the beginning of something that carries peace, joy, and quiet strength. Your heart is learning to trust again, not in a way that feels uncertain or fragile, but in a way that feels steady and grounded. This trust is not based on what you see around you, but on the deep understanding that God is always working for your good, even in ways you cannot fully understand. You are no longer defined by what you went through, because God has gently rewritten your story with a love that brings healing and restoration. The past no longer has power over your present, and it certainly does not have control over your future. There is a gentle sense of renewal flowing through your life, and it feels like fresh air after a long period of heaviness. You are beginning to see things differently, to feel things differently, and to respond to life with a calmness that comes from deep within your soul. This is not something that can be taken away, because it is rooted in the love of God, which remains constant and unchanging. You are becoming someone who carries peace within, someone who reflects the light of Jesus in a quiet and powerful way. Type 2020 if you trust in God. This trust is growing stronger with each passing day, and it is becoming a steady foundation that supports you in everything you do. You are learning to let go of fear, to release control, and to allow God to guide your path with confidence and peace. There is no need to worry about what lies ahead, because God has already prepared the way for you, and He is leading you into a future that is filled with hope and promise. The changes happening in your life are not temporary, and they are not something that will fade away with time. They are part of a deeper transformation that is shaping you into the person God has always intended you to be. You are stepping into a new identity, one that is rooted in love, peace, and strength, and this identity will guide you forward with clarity and purpose. The struggles you once faced are no longer part of your path, because God has closed that chapter and opened a new one filled with light. Jesus is walking with you in this new season, not as someone distant, but as a constant presence that brings comfort and reassurance in every moment. You are not alone, and you never will be, because His love surrounds you and supports you in ways that are both gentle and powerful. This is a time of growth, a time of healing, and a time of stepping into a life that feels aligned with the peace and love of God. There were times when you felt like you had to hold everything together on your own, and those moments tested your spirit in ways that felt exhausting and endless. Yet, even in those quiet battles, God was present, gently supporting you in ways you could not fully recognize at the time. Now, as you step into this new space, you can feel that something has shifted deeply within your heart, and that shift is allowing you to rest in a way that feels natural instead of forced. You are no longer trying to survive each day, because you are beginning to live again with a sense of calm that reflects the healing that has taken place within you. Type 999 if you trust Jesus. There is something very powerful about the way Jesus restores a soul, because He does not simply remove pain, but He replaces it with a peace that fills every empty space with warmth and reassurance. You are experiencing this gentle replacement now, and it is changing the way you feel about your life, your future, and even yourself. What once felt broken is now becoming whole, and what once felt uncertain is now becoming clear in a way that brings quiet confidence into your heart. Your thoughts are beginning to feel lighter, and your emotions are finding a balance that was once difficult to maintain. This is not something that happens by chance, but something that God has carefully guided you into through His love and patience. You are learning to release what no longer belongs in your life, and this release is creating space for new experiences that carry peace, joy, and gentle fulfillment. You are not losing anything by letting go of the past, because what lies ahead is far more meaningful and aligned with the life God has prepared for you. Researchers suggest that a little-known region of the brain may play an important role in achievement, confidence, and financial growth. Once discussed only within restricted studies, a newly revealed frequency is now helping people move beyond financial stress and toward greater peace of mind. Perhaps this message appeared for a reason. Click the link in the description and comments now to activate this hidden brainwave. You are not being left to figure things out on your own anymore, because you are being guided with a love that ensures your steps are steady and your path is secure. Type 1212 to claim miracles. There is a new chapter opening in your life, and it carries a sense of hope that feels calm rather than overwhelming. This hope is not based on what you see around you, but on the quiet understanding that God is already working in your favor, preparing things that will bring joy and fulfillment into your life. You are stepping into a season where your heart will feel lighter, where your mind will feel clearer, and where your soul will feel at peace in a way that stays with you. The experiences you went through have shaped you into someone who now carries a deeper understanding of faith, and that understanding is becoming a guiding light in your life. You are no longer reacting out of fear or uncertainty because you have learned to trust in a way that feels steady and grounded. Jesus is teaching you how to move forward with confidence, knowing that you are supported and loved in every moment, no matter what comes your way. Your journey is no longer defined by the struggles you once faced, but by the love and grace that God is now pouring into your life. You are being renewed in a way that touches every part of who you are, and this renewal is creating a foundation that will support you in everything you do moving forward. The past has no hold on you anymore, and the future is opening up with possibilities that reflect the goodness of God's plan. Jesus is walking with you in a way that feels personal and constant, and His presence is bringing a sense of comfort that you can rely on every single day. You are not alone, and you never will be, because His love surrounds you and guides you in ways that bring peace instead of confusion. This is your time to rest, your time to heal, and your time to step into a life that feels aligned with the love and purpose that God has always had for you. There is a new direction unfolding before you, one that carries light instead of heaviness and hope instead of fear. Type Amen if you believe. There is something sacred about the way your heart is healing, because it is happening through a love that understands every detail of your story. Jesus is not rushing you, and He is not expecting you to be perfect, but He is gently leading you forward with patience and kindness. You are no longer overwhelmed by what once troubled your mind, because your perspective has changed in a way that brings understanding and peace. You are seeing your life through a lens of faith, and that faith is guiding you into a future that feels safe and promising. There is a gentle sense of renewal in your spirit, and it feels like a fresh beginning that carries no trace of the pain you once held so closely. You are not returning to what you left behind, because that chapter has been completely closed by God's loving hand. Instead, you are stepping into something new, something that reflects the care and intention that God has always had for your life. Those who once struggled financially now say, money seems to appear in ways they never anticipated. As interest grows, information about this method is becoming increasingly difficult to find. Click the link in the description and comments below to learn what everyone is talking about. Type 222 if you walk by faith. There is a quiet strength within you now that cannot be shaken by the things that once disturbed your peace. This strength is rooted in your connection with God, and it is growing stronger with every moment you spend resting in His presence. You are learning to stand firm without fear, to move forward without doubt, and to trust in a way that feels natural and calm. Jesus is guiding you through this new season with a gentle hand, ensuring that your path remains steady and your heart remains at peace. The changes you are experiencing are deep and lasting, and they are shaping your life in ways that will continue to bring joy and fulfillment. Your journey has brought you through many difficult moments, but those moments have not weakened you. They have refined you into someone who now carries a deeper sense of understanding and compassion. You are able to see life with clearer eyes, and you are able to feel with a heart that is both strong and soft at the same time. This balance is a gift from God, and it is helping you move forward in a way that feels aligned with His love and purpose. You are no longer reacting from pain, because that pain has been transformed into wisdom that guides you gently. There is a deep sense of alignment forming within your life, and it feels like everything is beginning to come together in a way that makes sense without effort. You are not forcing things to happen, and you are not chasing after what is not meant for you, because you have learned to trust that what belongs in your life will come to you naturally. God is arranging things in your favor, quietly and carefully, ensuring that every step you take leads you closer to the peace and fulfillment that He has prepared for you. Type 2020 if you trust in God. This trust is becoming the foundation of your life, and it is giving you the strength to move forward without fear or doubt. You are learning to let go of control, to release the need to understand everything, and to simply walk with faith that God is leading you in the right direction. This kind of trust brings a deep sense of freedom, because it allows you to rest in the knowledge that you are not alone in your journey. There is a gentle joy that is beginning to fill your heart, and it feels like a soft melody playing quietly in the background of your life. This joy is not dependent on circumstances, but comes from the understanding that you are loved, protected, and guided by God in every moment. You are discovering that happiness can exist even in simple moments, and that peace can be found in the quiet spaces of your day. This joy is a sign of the healing that has taken place within you, and it will continue to grow as you embrace this new season. What if the ability to attract greater wealth has been inside your mind all along? Newly revealed CIA-related research describes a brief 7-second routine believed to activate a little-known mental state associated with abundance and achievement. According to reports, the technique was reviewed by multiple neuroscience laboratories and is now being used daily by thousands of people looking to escape financial pressure and create a life filled with freedom, travel, and opportunity. Due to growing attention, access to this information may not remain available for long. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. Your life is no longer defined by what you have been through, but by what you are becoming. You are stepping into a new identity, one that reflects the love and grace that God has poured into your life. This identity is not something you have to create, because it is already within you, waiting to be fully expressed. You are becoming someone who carries light, someone who brings peace, and someone who reflects the presence of Jesus in a way that is both gentle and powerful. There is a quiet sense of purpose beginning to take shape within you, and it feels like a gentle calling that is guiding you towards something meaningful and fulfilling. You do not need to rush or force this purpose, because it will unfold naturally as you continue to walk in faith. God is revealing it to you step by step, in ways that feel clear and peaceful, allowing you to move forward with confidence and clarity. The days that once felt heavy are no longer carrying the same energy, and you are starting to notice that your heart responds differently to the things that once caused pain or confusion. There is a softness within you that allows you to move through life with grace, without holding on to what no longer belongs to your journey. This softness is not weakness, but a sign of true strength, because it shows that your heart has learned to trust again after everything it has been through. God has carefully nurtured this change within you, allowing it to grow naturally without forcing it, and now it is becoming a steady part of who you are. Type 1111 to receive miracles. There is something deeply sacred about the way your life is unfolding now, because it carries a sense of purpose that goes beyond what you can see with your eyes. You are being guided into experiences that will continue to strengthen your faith, and into moments that will remind you of how deeply you are loved by God. Even the smallest details of your life are being touched by His presence, and this touch is bringing peace in ways that feel quiet but powerful. You are no longer walking in uncertainty, because there is a calm assurance within you that everything is moving in the right direction. Your heart is learning to live without fear, and this learning is happening in small, beautiful steps that slowly reshape your entire way of being. You are no longer holding on to what once hurt you, because you have understood that letting go is not a loss, but a necessary step toward freedom. Jesus has gently shown you that your past does not define you, and that your future is filled with possibilities that reflect the goodness of God. This understanding is bringing a sense of lightness into your life, allowing you to move forward with a confidence that feels natural and steady. There is a quiet strength growing within you that does not need to prove itself to anyone, because it is rooted in your connection with God. This strength allows you to stand firm in your peace, even when the world around you feels uncertain. You are no longer easily shaken, because your foundation has been rebuilt on something that cannot be broken. God has carefully laid this foundation within you, ensuring that everything you build from this point forward will be supported by His love and guidance. Type 222 if you walk by faith. This faith is becoming a living part of your daily life, guiding your decisions, shaping your thoughts, and bringing clarity to your path. You are no longer trying to control every outcome, because you have learned to trust that God is already taking care of what lies ahead. This trust is bringing a deep sense of freedom into your life, allowing you to experience each moment without the pressure of uncertainty. You are walking with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing that you are being led with care and precision. There is a gentle joy that continues to grow within your heart, and it feels like a quiet celebration of the new life that is unfolding before you. This joy is not loud or overwhelming, but steady and real, bringing a sense of contentment that stays with you throughout your day. You are discovering that happiness does not have to come from big events or dramatic changes, but can be found in the simple moments where you feel connected to God and at peace within yourself. This discovery is one of the most beautiful parts of your journey, because it allows you to live fully in the present without fear of what may come next. Your life is no longer shaped by the struggles you once faced, but by the love and grace that God is now pouring into every part of your being. You are being renewed from within, and this renewal is creating a sense of alignment that makes everything feel more clear and meaningful. You are stepping into a version of yourself that reflects the peace, strength, and love that has been growing within you all along. This is not a temporary change, but a lasting transformation that will continue to guide you in everything you do. The silence you feel now is not empty or lonely, but filled with a comforting presence that gently reassures you that everything is exactly as it should be. There is no tension in your spirit, no lingering heaviness in your heart, and no fear about what might come next, because God has already secured your path with His love and protection. You are standing in a place where your past no longer echoes loudly, and your future no longer feels uncertain, because both have been placed safely in the hands of the one who knows you completely. This is a sacred moment of peace, one that reflects the faithfulness of God in every step you have taken.